Hi, and welcome to Cooking with Bae. I'm your host, Lindsay, also known as Animal-Based Bae, and here we explore meat-based eating that is nose-to-tail nourishment. Why? Because transforming your health starts in the kitchen. And today, we are cooking liver nugget bites. If you incorporate liver into your diet, you can say goodbye to almost your entire supplement cabinet. And you'll be saving money and perhaps mental anguish because you're not consuming tons of capsules. Eating liver about an ounce a day or 5 ounces a week. Liver is a true superfood. So here's what you will need. You will need the star of the show, of course, liver, a pound of liver. Now this is bison liver. However, you can use beef liver, you can use chicken liver, whatever, it all still works the same. Then you will also need 1 egg. You'll also need some lemon for garnish. You'll need some cheese of choice. This is Havarti. This is A2 raw cheese. Then this is optional, but pickles. You'll also need pork rinds, salt, and you will need some buttermilk. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna soak the liver actually in buttermilk. So I will add about a cup of buttermilk to a separate bowl. Okay. Then I'll set that aside. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my liver and chop it up into my bite-size choices. And that's about a nice bite size, and then I'll cut this one in half too as well. Then what we'll do is we're gonna toss that right into the buttermilk. Okay. Now liver is a great source of vitamin A, zinc, copper, vitamin B. So those are just a few of the many nutrients that you will find in liver that makes this a true superfood. Okay, so we're putting these bite size in here. Also, just found myself some amazing knives I have been looking for ever. And this is folded steel. It's actually the apron I'm wearing too. They got a really cool little apron vest here. But anyways, love these. These are all stainless steel knives and they're just super cool. Then you'll add a few pinches of salt to the mixture here. Great, and then I like to mix it all in there. Now this will help tenderize your meat a little bit. Then we'll just close that up and plop it in the fridge for about an hour minimum. But if you wanted to keep it in there longer, you got things to do, that's cool too. Now we'll go ahead and take our cheese and shred that into about a cup. Maybe you might want to add a little bit more, cup and a half. So again, it depends on just how much liver you're cooking. Now, I love this cheese, Havarti cheese, North Star Bison. I got it at North Star Bison. So you can see all of the things that I've used in this recipe in the links down below. This cheese is just quality. It's A2, it's raw, it's grass-fed, so all of the things that you want in your cheese. Okay, now we're shifting over here to the food processor. I am adding a full bag of pork rinds. So, literally I never get it right on the first time. I'm pretty sure it goes like that. Okay. Here we go. So the point here is to get it to really get it small and fine to mimic that of flour or breadcrumb or something like that. So I'll keep going a little bit longer, though it crumbles pretty quickly. Grab a bowl and I will pour the contents into the bowl because we're gonna get ready and prepped for the liver nugget bites. Essentially we'll be doing kind of like you would like a breaded chicken or maybe like a breaded fish or something that we've done in the past before with like flour and egg and breadcrumbs. Very similar, but we're using pork rinds, so we'll put it in a separate bowl here. Go ahead and pour this into your bowl. Now, if you do not have a food processor, you can certainly put pork rinds in a bag or something and just hammer away. Or like I used to do, just smash it with the back of my fist. It all reaches about the same destination, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna get a third bowl and crack an egg in there as well. Now these eggs are by Shirt Tail Creek Farm, some of my favorite eggs on the market. Woohoo! Corn and soy free eggs. Look at how orange that yolk is. Super, super yummy. Pumped. Then let's go ahead and take our whisk and whisk it in there. Get that nice creaminess. So the buttermilk that the liver is soaking in, along with some of this egg yolk mixture, is going to help the pork rinds and the cheese stick to the liver, so that when we go to fry it, because we will be essentially deep frying it, it'll stick. It's been about an hour or a little bit more, so let's go ahead and check on our liver that is marinating in our buttermilk here. Okay, check that out. It's got a nice little color there. All right, so let's go ahead and pull our nuggets out. So still keeping that buttermilk on there because that is going to help the pork rinds stick. I'm going to stick the pork rinds to this buttermilk here like so. Then I'm going to put some nice egg yolk mixture on there. Now I have it out instead of dunking it in just because this isn't flour, right? So it's a little bit more, not fragile, but a little bit harder to work with than a flour that does really stick well. So I have it out. Then I'm gonna add cheese to the top of that and then press it in there. Okay, so we've prepared our little nugget liver bites and we're gonna go ahead back to the frying pan and go ahead and fry them up. Let's go ahead and turn the stove on. I'm turning this on to medium. Again, depending on your pans and how well it heats. These are by 360 cookware and they heat really evenly. It's really nice. I'm using this size pan, which is a 7-inch fry pan. Okay, it's a little bit smaller, but I'm going to put in some tallow. And so what I really want to do is put in about 1 inch of tallow, which I forgot to add to the ingredient list earlier. So I'm telling you now, glad you're sticking around. About 1 inch of tallow in here because essentially we'll be like deep frying them, but in beef tallow fat. So, or beef tallow rather, it is fat. So I'm gonna wait until this gets a little bit hot. Don't be shy with the tallow, clearly. This is actually not beef tallow. This is bison tallow. Once again, I'm using by North Star Bison. But I'm also not afraid to mix it up. Honestly, if it was beef tallow or bison tallow, it kind of is the same for me. I'm gonna drop those in there. Okay, now you'll wanna cook these for about a minute on each side, 1 minute to 2 minutes. Again, it just all depends. But you want the internal temperature to be around 140 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's not too tough. So I'll cook these for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. So I'll put another quick timer on now. I'll put 1 minute here because it's kind of already been in there a minute. Now do you see how it's immersed here? So you're kind of deep frying it in that nice bison tallow. Okay, about 2 minutes later, whoops, we're gonna flip these guys like so. Flip these guys. Nice. That's what we wanna see. About another minute to 2 minutes almost, we'll check on them. Sometimes I like to just transfer them to a cast iron and put them in the oven if I have others to fry so that they stay warm. I guess it just depends on when you're feeding your guest, or maybe not, maybe yourself. If you like to keep them warm, go for it. Time to plate it now. We have our complete and finished liver bites, liver nugget bites, whatever you want to call them, little fritters or whatever. Essentially, it's a more enjoyable way to consume liver if you're one of those who just can't eat liver fresh or as is, and if you need a little help, that's totally okay. Also going to add my homemade pickles. That adds a nice little crunchy vinegar. And then I will add some squeezes of lemon juice on there because that also makes it super tasty and yummy. Drizzle it on there. All right, now let's try these. Cutting into them because sometimes they can be a little tough to bite into, but look at how delicious those look like, little breaded liver bites. So I'm going to enjoy these. Thanks so much for tuning in and cooking with me with our meat-based nourishment. Healthy for you, healthy for this one. I'll probably give her another bite. Here we go. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified of when the next recipe drops. Again, feel free to comment down below, share your ideas, tell me what recipes you want to see next, and hopefully I can fold that into my coming weeks.